In our last episode, I showed you how to create a OneNote notebook that was intended to be shared with the world. In this episode, I will demonstrate just that. So if you remember from the last episode, we created our OneNote notebook in OneDrive. So I'm going to go out here to OneDrive. I'm going to navigate to the folder where I created that notebook. And I do things by academic year, so I stored that in AY 1718. I have a separate folder for OneNote notebooks. And here you can see the various OneNote notebooks. And indeed right here is the ITC Fall 2017 semester notebook. And I created that 33 minutes ago. So if I scroll all the way over here to the right, you can see that the sharing feature, that right now it's shared only with myself. It says only you. I do have a couple of examples of other notebooks that I've shared with other people, but we want to make this a view-only notebook because the intent of this notebook is to share my notes with others as I do presentations. Now, one of the beauties of a view-only link is you have the choice whether you want the viewer to log in with their Office 365 account, or you could make it completely public with no sign-in required. Since there's no privacy concerns or intellectual property rights issues with this particular notebook, I'm going to go over here and click where it says only you underneath the shared column. And when I do that, that will bring me up my permissions. So right now that you can see only myself, only I have access to this, but I would like to come up here and add the change the permission so that others can use this notebook. So I'm going to add people. I'm going to add people and give them the rights to actually view this. Now I can add person by person. If you want one particular person or a small group of people, you could enter their names one at a time and it would send off an email address. Now this would be only for people within your Office 365 tenant, but I'm going to use a feature called Get a Link. So if I select Get a Link, you'll have a pull-down menu here, and there are various ways that I can share this particular link. Since the one that I'm interested in is a view link, no sign-in required, that means I can share this link on a website or maybe through our Desire to Learn learning management system or maybe Twitter or Facebook, and somebody that would be able to click on that link would be able to view this OneNote notebook without signing in or even having an Office 365 account. So I'm going to say view link, no sign in required. Now, one important thing here is it says edit, no sign in required. If I pull down, I want to make sure that I say view only link. If I would select edit, that means anybody that has this link would have rights to edit, which they could change the notebook, which is certainly not what I want to do this time. So I'm just going to give people view only privileges to this. View link, no sign in required, and it says create. So I'll go out here and create, and it creates this great big long URL, and I'm going to right click on that and copy. Now I do have some additional features. I could set an expiration date of 1 day, 30 days, 60 days, or I can customize that to my choice. But I just copied that, so let me just make sure. I copied that great big long URL, so I need to share this in some way. So I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to go over to my ITC Fall 2017 semester notebook. This is the one that I want to share. And if you remember from last episode, I had a section called About This Notebook. And I'm going to paste Control V, that great big long URL, and that is the one that can be shared with the world. Now, the next step I will do is I will either make a website and link off to that. Let me just paste it here as a reminder. So I need to share this link in some way, or I can also use a URL shortener like Tiny URL or Bitly, one of the URL shorteners. I typically, since I do things from the ITC page, I think I have it open here. So I typically have a section for OneNote notebooks, and if I click on that, now obviously this is not updated. The last active one was from the spring semester, so I will go out, edit my ITC website page, put ITC Fall 2017 OneNote notebook, and link that great big long URL. That way the student or faculty member doesn't need to deal with any of those, there's no way they're going to remember that long URL, but I can direct them to this page, and when they click on it, it will take them to the demos, presentations, and projects, and whatever the top page is. And the beauty of this is you only need to know that one link, and as the semester goes along, as I add sections and as I add pages in chronological order from the top down, you will always have the most recent up-to-date information with you, and that's what's very, very convenient. So it's an extremely easy way to share, and that's all there is to it. So until next time, this is Tom Grissom. Keep on learning.